So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's our beautiful golden goddess circle time. So let's ground down by firing those anchors deep into the earth, shall we? And let's take 3 full breaths, goddesses. In through the nose, and then hold, and out through the mouth. And make a sound. Let's do that again. Take a full breath in through the nose, hold, and out with a sound. Ooh, here we are. And the third breath. Take a full breath in, hold, and release with a sound. Ooh, and as we ground down into this present moment, let's just become aware of what is right now. I'm sure many of you have been similarly busy as I have. And, there's this whirlwind of energy that kind of moves us through the day. And then, hey, presto, it's 7 p.m. Central European time, at least for me right now. And we have to gather ourselves. So by grounding down, we're doing that first step, aren't we? We're getting into our bodies and we're becoming aware of the physicality of everything. Because a lot of the times we spend a lot of time up here, don't we? In our thoughts. And then those thoughts, they can go all ways. And then they become, at least for me today, it was a sort of more overwhelming day. I don't know who else feels that there was a lot of energy going on today. Oh, thank goodness I'm not on my own. Cool. So what we do in days that have a lot of energy and have us carried through in a kind of whirlwind, we take that moment to just take that breath. We've just done that. So the next step is, where do we want to go with this? Let's set our intentions. So as we're in a safe place, we can go ahead and close our eyes. And then we're going to roll them up as if we're looking through the crown of our heads. We keep our eyes rolled up there, and then we say something like, even if I don't know how to co-create the most magical, uplifting, healing, prosperous, beautiful, and relaxing golden goddess circle, all I do know is it is so now, and I am fulfilled. I delete all that could stop me, and I download everything I need to do so now with grace, ease, and joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is, so it shall be, or something even better. One full breath. Oh, and then we open our eyes and basically we're done. Because if we were to just hold the space right now, right? If we were to just focus on our breath and maybe count from 1 to 5 as we breathe in and from 1 to 5 as we breathe out and keep that going for a while, we would get into a coherent space. And today my social media post was actually German. It said, Heilung ist, wenn wir eins sind mit all unseren Teilen. Healing means that we are one with all our parts. It means we're coherent and congruent with our highest good. At least that's what came through for me today. So ponder on what healing means to you, because I think sometimes we use words without really having an exact or specific concept of what that means. So let's take the word healing for now, shall we? And we often can say, yeah, I want to heal from this, so I pray for healing for that. Healing means that we're one, that all the bits have become one coherent, congruent, beautiful thing. And the truth is we already are that. But there's sometimes something that's stopping us from really believing it or owning it or knowing it. And today I suggest, why don't we find out what's stopping us from healing, whether it's physical healing we're looking for, whether it's mental healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing, whatever it means. Tune into what healing means to you and tune into which part of you or which part of your life would you like healing on right now? What comes to mind? So I'm seeing Lisa, you look very buoyant and jumpy and happy. So tell me what healing means for you.
For me, can you hear me?
Yes, come nice and close so we hear you well.
For me, it means that my pains don't hurt me anymore.
So pain-free is
Mhm.
healing. Okay, that's a big part, isn't it? The pain usually is showing us that something's off. The pain comes when there's some kind of stress in the body.
Yeah, but I mean also my emotional pain, especially emotional pain.
Tell me more about that. How do you feel that emotional pain? How do you know you have emotional pain?
When I feel fear, I feel insecurities, I feel anxiety. So I feel that there is something that is blocking me.
And those emotions, when they come up, what are they triggered by? What happens to have you feeling that way?
It's something usually from the external. And so I feel that
Give me an example, like what?
If very often I have the projection that other people may reject me. And so I feel like I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not as well as I should be, or that maybe, yeah, I have this sort of feelings that I'm not very well as I should be, or other may expect me to be. So I have these sort of thoughts, and I know that they are my projections, but I know them rationally, but with my emotions, I can't deal with them very well.
Okay.
So
you know what's interesting? So I noticed when you were talking that at the beginning, you said, well, it's usually something. When I said, you know, what triggers it? You said, well, it's something external.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, tell me something specific. And then you said, well, actually, it's my projection. It's my fear of rejection, my belief that I am not good enough or not whatever enough, that is then creating these emotions.
Yeah.
So you actually know, don't you? And here's the truth,
yeah.
We all know.
Yeah. I am aware of them. And
Good.
I am trying to healing them, but it's not so easy.
And there we go. There's another one. It's not so easy. So we have a nice little belief there, right? It's not so easy. And isn't it true that that is exactly what we will most likely believe in those moments? It's not that easy, right? So that's why I might even make it difficult for myself to prove that belief, unconsciously, of course. Right? So that's why I love my tagline that I had to come up with, right? You know, what describes you on Instagram? You've got to have one thing. And I didn't want to put there, or, you know, all my titles and whatever. So I said, what is it about? It's about healing with joy. Because I noticed that there's so much shizzle and there's so many beliefs around how healing has to be. And healing, usually then, the longer it takes, the more expensive it is, the more difficult it is, the better the results will be. And that is not true, is it? Do we want that to be true?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes, I think that maybe it's even my projection that it's not easy.
Right? So would you like to believe that healing is easy?
Yes, of course.
So when you think back in your life on moments when you healed, and let's take something really simple. Let's say you had a little paper cut or a little cut on your skin. Did that heal easily?
Not so often.
It was always difficult. They were always infected. It was always difficult, the healing. Is that true?
I had to struggle a lot, especially going deep in my inner self. And then
it's just not going to deep inner self right now. Let's just take a normal paper cut. Is it true that your body has healed from paper cuts easily?
Maybe, yes.
Maybe, yes. I would think so, right? Because I would think you've been around for a couple of years on this planet, that as a child, for instance, I'm sure you bumped yourself, you hurt yourself, right? Isn't it true?
Yes.
Right. And did you heal easily from that? Most likely so easily that you can't even remember it anymore. Because here's the thing, we will most likely remember those times when it was really, really difficult, rather than those times where it went really easily, because that kind of skipped us by. That was like, oh, well, yeah, well, that's normal.
Well, actually, yes, I was able to heal from something really painful in a way that was even easier than what I think.
There you go. So you've done it before.
Yeah.
Which I always like, you know, part of me studied law and not all of it, but parts of it. And I like a fair trial. So when we make an accusation, we say something, we usually need to bring evidence for that, right? So we do have evidence that healing could be easy. And for all of you now gathering here, think of the times when it was easy. Because when we do our little process, I would suggest that one of the things we integrate is that healing is easy. And healing is joyful, and healing is a graceful thing, and healing can be matter of this, because isn't it true that change happens in an instant?
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes it happens that you think you even have this pain, and then you realize, oh no, this pain doesn't hurt me anymore. So you feel like, okay, I'm healed.
And isn't it also true, I love what you're saying, that we usually don't notice the exact moment when the pain goes. There's just some moment when we say, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
But we didn't notice when it left. Isn't that also true?
Yeah.
I mean, apart from the obvious, when you kind of, I don't know, you've got a splinter in your foot. I had that on holiday in Croatia. I stepped on a sea urchin, you know, those spiky things. Right. And at first I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, and I thought maybe I stepped on glass or something. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, damn, that doesn't look too good. And they go in deep. But, you know, I didn't have pain the whole time at all. It was the first shock of it. Then I saw it, but then it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't throbbing pain. And there were things in my body. Right. So this whole pain thing, I've shared it in goddess circles before, but it's worth repeating. Pain is created in the brain.
Yeah.
Pain is created in the brain when the body feels unsafe. When the body feels unsafe, the body produces a bunch of hormones and stuff like that and sends a message to the brain saying, woohoo, not cool here, we might be dying. And you see, if we look at your fear of rejection, it's actually the fear of death behind it, right? Because the thing is, if we fear to be rejected or abandoned or whatever, it means our old brain that, you know, when we lived in tribes, when we're close to nature, being expelled from your community, being left behind was a pretty sure death sentence because you were on your own because you didn't have any community anymore. And you see that old part of our brain is still active, and it'll come up with all these really seemingly valid excuses why we have these fears, the fear of rejection, the fear of humiliation, what all these fears, but actually it's just fear of death. Yeah. And fear of death is something we're all going to have to overcome because it's going to be happening. We don't know when, but there's that moment when we're leaving. And
actually, I have the fear of wasting my time and my life.
Because then what? You die without having got stuff done. And then you die maybe thinking, oh, if I should have, I could have. And then you'll have to do it all again. It's true. So let's just look at the fears. Look at the fears. You write it down for yourself, Lisa, as well. Take a quick moment and write down your biggest fear.
Okay.
Which one is it? What's the top one that comes up for you now? It could be either in the bucket of fear of rejection or abandonment, or maybe it's in the bucket of fear of entrapment. We're usually in one of the others, and this can change from day to day, but just check, where are you right now? Would you prefer to be entrapped somewhere, or you would tossed out somewhere? What's scarier? And then notice, as Lisa did too, notice the emotions that come up in that moment. So I'm going to take my biggest fear right now, that this kind of the top fear is the fear of overwhelm. I'm not going to get this all done because I've got a really full plate right now. I'm not going to get it all done. And then if I don't get it all done, bad things are going to happen. Worst case, death. Right. Okay. So that's my fear. And when I tune into the emotions that come around, it's stress. It's a sense of frazzle. It's a sort of, okay. So tune in for yourself. Lisa's defined hers. I'm going to check in. Camilita, have you got something? Have you found something? So I'm going to ask you now, will you share with us? What's the fear and what are the emotions that come with it?
I have a sore shoulder.
You have a sore shoulder?
Yes.
Okay. And what emotions come up? So the fear might be of not healing of it, right? So having this pain the whole time, yada, yada, death. And what are the emotions that come up with it?
Oh, No, I know emotionally, a lot of pain. I can't move very good with the arm.
And
So
how does that
that's
have you feel when you can't move very good?
stressful.
Stressful? And did you feel a little frustrated maybe? Or am I picking that up?
No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. It's I think it's a lot of stress what I have been in the situation I am in.
Okay, stress, the reason why I'd like you to dig a little deeper, and you can do it for yourself, is stress is kind of a big word,
Yeah.
but underneath we'll have different emotions, and it's quite good to just tag them, because the next job I'm going to give us all is tag, where do you feel it in your body? So mine is right up here. This is where I feel this sort of tune in. Where is it for you? Which part
For
of
me,
the
it's
body?
under the breast.
Under the breast. Also interesting, right? So that's
Tight,
where this,
very tight.
is it left or right?
Both sides.
Both sides. Okay. The reason why I ask left or right, and you can check in this with yourself, if you have something that's always on one side, the left part of the body is aligned with the right side of the brain. So the more female brain. So very often the things that are going on in the left part of our body have something to do with the feminine. And the other way around, the right side of the body is aligned with the left side of the brain, which is the more masculine brain. And sometimes this can mean we have stress with logic, we have stress with men, we have stress with the masculine. So just check in. It can be interesting to find out what this pain is wanting to show you, because here's the thing, the pain is just the messenger. And the pain is just inviting us to heal something, to up-level something, to bring more energy and frequency into ourselves so we can raise our frequencies, which we want, because we want to feel good. Okay. And the interesting part about the brain being so involved is that we know one thing, don't we? We know a lot of things, but we also know that the brain does not know the difference between our imagination and reality. So if we are also saying to ourselves, oh my God, I'm in such pain. Oh my God, my left knee, my shoulder, my whatever is a bad thing. And I've got a bad back, or I've got a bad thing, or my, right? We give it labels, labels, labels. We are reinforcing it. And just become aware of that. Because if your brain can switch on brain and switch off brain, then wouldn't we want it to switch it off? And when will it switch it off? When the body feels safe again. But the body's only going to feel safe when it feels heard and understood and protected by you, the person riding the body. I always see the body like this animal that we're training. So you as the trainer now need to go into the body and say, okay, body, what do you need to feel safe? So that's your next question. What do you need right now to feel safe? What do you need to know? For me, it's I need to know I'm doing the best I can, and I need to know that all is going to work out fine. All is well. All is well. Just relax, one step at a time, one breath at a time. It's all going to work out. So that's something I like writing down for myself, and then I'll put it on a post-it. I'll stick it on my mirror. So I remind myself, everything's okay. Everything's unfolding perfectly. So what do you need to know, and what would help you right now? So I took a little charge in front of my frequency medicine machine before I went on this call and put on some relaxing music and said, okay, I've got 8 minutes. I can make those 8 minutes really count. And that's going to be our next exercise. We're not going to tap at all. We're going to go right into the breath work. So you could now, if you like, go and lie down. You can sit up somewhere straight. You don't need to see me. You just need to hear me. And I suggest we take all this that we have found out about ourselves. And we're now going to, without knowing how, just going to surrender it to the divine. We're just going to let it go. We're going to say, whatever this means, whatever this is for, I'm just going to channel this energy because I can heal myself. And I am doing that now. Are you ready? So we're going to take 3 rounds of 30 breaths. Okay, I'll just remind you how we breathe. It's the invitation. The invitation is to practice the goddess breath. And the goddess breath is really simple, very similar to Wim Hof's breath. You breathe in and out through your nose, and you focus on the inhale, just bringing a lot of energy and oxygen into the body. And when you exhale, you just let the breath go. Full inhales, complete exhales, but you don't force the energy out. You just let it go. We're going to do 30 of those breaths. After around the 30th breath, We're going to exhale all the energy out, and we're going to keep the air out. We're going to hold our breath, and we're going to hold it for as long as is comfortable, and maybe a little longer than that. And while we hold our breath, I suggest we repeat inside of ourselves, I am healing. Healing is easy. Something positive like that. Maybe 1 or 2 sentences that I'm ready to heal now. I am healing now. Healing is easy. Healing is joyful. I heal with joy. I am healing. I'm a channel of healing. You just play with the word healing, 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 right? And while you repeat that mantra, you keep your breath out. And then when you can hold it no longer, you take a full breath in and hold for around 20 seconds. And that is round 1. We're going to do 3 of those rounds. We're going to really pump the energy through. We're going to clear our vessels. You'll notice that after this breath work, you'll not only feel more clarity and serenity, but you also feel more energy in your body. And it really helps to focus whatever you need to do after this call, whether it's, I don't know, having a blissful evening, or for Dawn, it's having her working day, right? Being super productive. You'll notice this really recharges our batteries. So if in doubt, breathe. Really, I cannot tell you how much just this simple breath has helped me for, the last 2 years that I've been practicing it really daily. It just takes me through emotional times. It takes me through stress. It amplifies my energy. It really helps when you notice you're, I don't know, getting an infection maybe, or there's something coming on. Take the time to breathe, because you see, when we bring so much oxygen into the body, we're creating nitric oxide within our bodies, and that creates energy. It helps detoxify. It helps rejuvenate. It's the thing. Okay. Without further ado, get into a good, comfortable position, sitting up or lying down. You're really welcome to lie down. Just make sure that you're nice and grounded. And we're going to start 30 breaths now. Full breaths in and just exhale it out. Exhale all the energy out. Hold. I am healing. I am healed. I'm healing now. I heal with joy. I am that healing. I'm a healing channel. Healing energy moves through me, moves all around me. I am healed, healing. I'm one. Yes, one. Healing and one and me. We're all one. Healed, healed, healed. And now take a full breath in and hold. Imagine that healing traveling through all cells of your body into the space between your cells. You're lighting up your entire body with healing energy. A few more seconds. And exhale, allow that energy to release. And we get ready for round 2. Full breaths in and out. Here we go. Exhale all the air out. Hold. Healing is easy. Healing is now. You are healing. I am healing. We are healing. We're all one with healing. Healing was in me and with around me, all over. That's right. You can stretch and move your body if that feels good. Hold all that energy. You've got this. Allow it to move through you. You're producing all this healing energy right now. You've got this. You've got this. You're loved. You're loving. You're lovable. You are loved. You're healed. And now breathe in fully and hold. And Allow it to travel throughout your body and all around you. Let it cleanse your aura, all this light. You're a being of light. You're divine. You're a goddess. Look at you. You've got this. You've got this. Allow it to just flow freely. Relax and exhale all that air out. Woo, well done. Maybe you're feeling some tingling, some energy moving through you. Move the body if it feels right. Stretch up and out. And let's get ready for the final round of transformation and pure energy, free energy in our bodies. Ready? Okay, here we go. Exhale and hold. Healing is easy. You're healing right now in this present moment. You're worth it. You deserve it. You're expanding into healing. Feel it, know it. You're more than good enough to do this. You're more than beautiful enough, more than smart enough, more than fast enough. You're powerful. You're the creatrix of your life. You're goddess. That's right. Hold, hold, hold. Feel the tingle move throughout your body. You're producing nitric oxide. You're boosting your immune system. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this. And breathe in and hold. Exhale and release. Take a moment to tune into that part of your body that felt stressed. Do you still find it, that stress, or is it gone now? Notice what has changed, what's different. Good job. And now open your eyes if they're closed. Maybe stretch up, make yourself nice and big, open that beautiful heart. Lean back and out. And then tell me how you are. So let's check in with Lisa first. How are you feeling right now?
Much better. Thank
Yeah?
you. Yeah, really much better. More release and relief.
Your smile is very smiley too. I like that.
Yeah.
So you might want to play with that. Seriously, I wake up like this and I go to sleep like this. And if I can, I do a lunchtime break too. It's so simple. It's for free. And every time we breathe, we can devote it to some specific thing that's just come up. And we can integrate a new belief, because you see, when your conscious mind is focused on one thing, and that is counting your breaths, for instance, or noticing that you're holding it out, holding you out, you're holding out. It's busy, it's maxed out, and your unconscious mind is wide open. And that's the times that we repeat the mantras, we tell good things to ourselves, we imagine already being in that golden moment, and we're literally retraining our brain, we're reconfiguring it. And that's why I wanted to just, keep that practice alive and make sure that we remember we could do this every day in every way. Thank you, Lisa. How about you, Carmelita? How's your shoulder feeling right now?
Not yet gone, but I'm going to practice it more and more.
How do you feel right now? Not gone is the thing, but how do you feel right now?
A bit lighter.
Good, good. So you could devote your breath to your shoulder, right? And shoulders can sometimes be moving forward in life, can be. It can also sometimes be connected to something old that you're still holding on to that's maybe a little stuck in there. Just play with your shoulder and your breath. And I'd be really curious what happens when you do this, say, for 10 days straight. Say for 10 days, you devote some time and energy in your breath every day to your shoulder and say, hey, I love you, babe. And really blast it with this oxygen, because oxygen is the enemy of cancer. Oxygen is the enemy of inflammation. It will definitely help. So I'd be very curious to hear what happens, Carmelita. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, me too.
So Dawn, how about you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I feel good. I do. I had a very rejuvenating weekend, so it helps that I've been prepping for the last 3 days for the week.
Your weekend was at a lake, wasn't it?
It was. We spent the weekend at Fontana Lake, which was this beautiful green lake. It's green because it's near copper mines, which I learned. So it was this really pretty green color. And it was like somebody reserved the lake for us. There was hardly anybody there. It was just absolutely beautiful.
Wow. Well, you do look incredibly rested. Beautiful.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
What did you bring with you from the lake for us? What was one of your insights that you could share with us?
When I do things like that, it reminds me that when I get caught up in the just the craziness, because when you started talking, I usually feel like that. So I think that it's those resets that remind me that I have to make the choice to make that part of it. It was an hour and a half away. I mean, I need to make the choice to do things like that more often and stop using excuses for whatever it is that, I just realized how valuable it is for my body and for my healing and for my spirituality to
Well, and
do
also how much more energy you can bring into that week then, isn't it?
Yes. Absolutely. So I'll forget and then I'll do it again and and I'll remember, but that's okay. Yeah,
that's right. That's why we do these things, isn't it? So we also remind each other. So I spent some time yesterday. It was very hot yesterday, and I went into the river, and I had a little floaty, and I went with a friend, and we run up the top of the river, and then we allow ourselves to float down, and then we go up again, and then float down, and just going with that flow of the river. It was very cold water, but it was so refreshing that I'm also, this is like 6 minutes walk from me. Who's saying that I couldn't, even in the middle of the frenzy throughout the day, say, you know what, no, I'm going to take a quick plunge, because I did in the morning, but I'm noticing that when there's a lot of stuff going on, I need a break in between too. And then when we go back into what we're doing, we're way more effective. So, I mean, we're kidding ourselves if we think we have to power through, but that's
absolutely. And it doesn't take much. Like you said, I mean, it could be an afternoon. I could drive there in an hour and a half. I could do that in the morning and come home in the evening.
That's right. You could listen to a podcast or things on the way and educate yourself. And, we're nomads in our work. Usually a lot of us can do things mobile as well, can't we? I'm going to draw a card for us now, because I feel that's a nice thing to do. And you know what comes out? The right choice. This is the Rumi Oracle deck. See that there? And the card comes up. It's a very pretty, so it looks like a divine being with sort of wings like this and lots of light around her. The right choice. Not every eye has vision. Not every sea contains pearls. When you are drawn away from a tantalizing sweet shop, trust that there is a more delicious array of confectionery just around the corner. Yes, have your tantrum if you must. But you will be sheepish when you realize the hand that removes the same great hand. Wait a minute, I've got to see. What does this say? Yes, you can have your tantrum if you must, but you will be sheepish when you realize the hand that removes is the same great hand of the beloved that bestows even greater gifts. So the right choice is to follow that we've just said, right? Even if the work or the thing that is, having our focus held and seems so important is like that sweet shop, isn't it? So no, I've got to get this done before I can do that. And we're being told that, that thing that we need to distance ourselves from, maybe it's something amazing, but maybe it's just the work that we're used to. We need to do that because then we're going to get something even greater from it. So I think that fits quite well. Would anybody else like to have a card? How about Karin? Daisy, Karin, would you like me to draw you a card? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes, good.
Okay.
What comes for Karin? This is yours. The Hand of Fatima. Ooh, that looks like a sort of tornado thing. I can never leave you. You are my everything. Fatima, radiant daughter of the great beloved, brings you the gift of protection. Discern who you involve yourself with and how you use your time and energy. Give yourself permission to be nurtured through your own choices and the people and situations you say yes or no to in your life. You have drawn in the hand of Fatima, trust her. Does that resonate with you? Do you need to sort of look at where you're spending your time and energy?
Yes, I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
It's
you're
very
welcome.
nice part. I really resonate with it. Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for playing.
Thank you.
Aurélie or Luana, anybody else? Irene, would you like a card? Anybody want a card? Raise your hand. Irene said yes. I saw that. Yep. Okay, we'll do so. That's an advantage of a small group, right? Here we go. This one is for Irene. Let's see. Divine discontent. Winter falls upon us so spring can bring new growth. What was prized and treasured is now found to be plated, not the precious gold it was esteemed to be. Look beyond what is. There is a true feast meant for you, not a meager meal. Allow your hungry-hearted soul to lead you towards the banquet table. So this is inviting you to dream bigger, to ask bigger asks, to, blow up your dreams, to make them a little more audacious and out there. Would you be willing to do that? Yeah, cool. Cool. Okay, next one. How about, is that Arenik? I'm going to unmute you. It's for you. Just, okay. Yeah, it's you. Okay, this is hard. Hi. Blood angel comes for you. In the midst of darkness, a moon appeared with its brilliance. In opening to receive, you must empty what has been. Grace is not about an exchange of equal measure. You will receive according to the greatest generosity of life itself. More shall be offered in compensation of what you are willing to release. Allow for a new influx of energy. So if there was something in your life that you could let go of, which might be something that happened in the past that was maybe a little painful or something, you're being promised that something incredible is coming in place of it. So if I were your coach, and I'm not, I would sort of ask you questions of, is there someone you need to forgive? Is there something that you're maybe still holding on to that, I don't know, you'd be better off without? So ponder on that. And just know that there's new energy really wanting to come into your life, but there's just something that maybe, is blocking its full receiving. And yes. Your mantra, if you like, you could play with, I am truly open to receive. I am so happy to release because I'm so open to receive, maybe.
Yes,
yeah?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Carmelita, this is you. Oh, now got sticky there. What is that? You on this one. I surge on the uprising wave of love. I was raw, I was cooked, and I was burned. You are going through a cycle moved by forces stronger than your will. This is a karmic period with grander cycles affecting smaller cycles. The smaller ones are not less important, but they do have to bow to the power of the great. Surrender to oneness with the magnificent unfolding divinity that is life itself. So I'm just, and you're always free to reject everything. My idea is that your shoulder thing is a karmic thing. This is an old thing. And I think by doing, I'm sure actually, by, for instance, devoting breath, doing karma breathing, use the same breath and devote it to burn the karma that is connected to your shoulder. I think you're going to have some really interesting insights, maybe some past lives, something going on. I think that's coming up for you to heal, if you like.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dawn, you're the next one in the picture. You ready? Dawn's card. Ooh, that's pretty. What's this one? You who show the way. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. Just as the sun breaks through darkness, bringing light to the world by simply being itself, so too does your inner sun, your soul. You are an inspiration to many and help many more than you realize. This is an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive it. Damn, there goes your weekend. Look at that.
I like that. That's really nice.
I'll keep it out there and send it to you afterwards. Okay. Next one. Luana, you ready? I'm going to put the card back in. Okay, you'll remember it. I'll send it to you afterwards. Okay, you who show the way. Okay. So, Luana, let's see. Beyond death, life. Footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all you have known. What you have known is now too small for your soul. So you've also got something big coming, and it's also connected to something that still wants to be released. She's nodding. Okay. Have fun with that. Okay. Irene, we've done. Right. Sandra, there's no picture. So how about Nelly? Would you like one, Nelly? Cosmic heart, Nelly. Look at that. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus. Damn. For life to work out with perfect synchronicity and generous grace, there is nothing you need to understand. You have been asked to bear darkness without losing hope for the return of the light. Here you are, still loving, still wise, ready for a love that is bigger than you have ever experienced. Are you in a relationship? Because I would sense there might be some romance coming there. But maybe it's just rekindled romance in your existing relationship. That could be too, right? Have fun with it, Nelly. She's pondering. Okay. So Brigitte, Pauli, this, oops, jumped out. Ha! It's the same one as Dawn had. Okay. So you can go back in the recording. You're inspiring a lot of people. You're invited to own that and to shine even brighter because you're being given a lot of gifts here. Okay. Aurélie, are you ready? Huh? Okay. The human gift. Such attraction is offered by the beloved with sweetness and generosity. Yet such jealousy comes from you with so much doubt and suspicion. Do you berate yourself, blazing angel, because you have moments where you cannot trust in love more than you believe in your fear? Rise now from your doubts and admonishments and let your human self be loved. Even with all the doubt, you are a cherished one of the great beloved and always shall be. Be kind to your heart. So I would invite you to tap the area underneath your left arm, right? And we say, I am so worthy of love. And say all nice things to yourself. I think that would really help with, and realize what a blessing you are. You could say, I am a human gift. I'm a human gift. Just integrate that. Play with it if you like. Okay. Now, Brigitte and then Denise. Brigitte, you ready? Yeah. Divine Mother manifests. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards. The mind would have us believe that certainty is necessary for inner peace. And we all love certainty. Yeah, right. Inner peace doesn't come from understanding, but from trusting. Can we understand a star? Perhaps not. Yet we can choose to trust in its beauty and light and nonetheless derive energy, hope, and inspiration from it. Let the relief of trust fill your heart. I like that. Let the relief of trust fill your heart. And your points, if you wanted to tap them, would be here, right? Rather than worrying, we're going to trust. We trust the divine. Okay. Last one, Denise, this is for you. You ready? Okay. Release. Ooh, passion for purpose. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty, there we are again, as your sacred tasks for this lifetime. I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that is your heart. To that you I ask, what stirs the passions of your nature? Do that, be that. So you're being really invited to look into what you're passionate about and to do more of the things that have you feeling passionate. Okay? Right? So my loves, do you have any closing remarks or questions? Dawn, is there anything you would like to say?
I'm just basking in the beauty of the day. I enjoyed this. I love seeing all your faces.
Yeah, me too. I love our sisterhood. Thank you for being part of this.
I'm grateful. Thank you all for staying up later to accommodate me.
Well, no, but accommodate lots of you. I mean, it's so beautiful to see how the recordings are then watched. You know, hundreds of people watch the recordings afterwards. And that's why to all of you who just watching this as a recording, know that we already feel you in the field and we're grateful that you're here. So ladies, anything else anybody would like to share, ask, say, then now is the moment. If not, we're going to close the circle and go off into our beautiful days or nights. All good? Okay, so let's stretch out one more time. Just because it's the counter move to everything that we normally do. And then we say, yes, 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 I'm a full-time blessing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being me. And then gather the energy into your heart, press your thumbs against your chest bone, remind yourself of your center. And then from this center of love, may you go ahead and spread all that light and all that love and all that joy that you are. Thank you so much for being part of our circle. See you next week. Bye-bye.